Other questions?
We're fortunate to have some of the planning folks from Eagle County here this evening. And obviously, some of these concepts are resonating and utilized in your work on a daily basis. And I'm wondering if you could share with the audience, either Cliff or Ray or even Tambi, some of some of what you're dealing with that relates to these kinds of concepts.
Well, certainly, when it comes to master planning, some of the language that's more commonly found in master plans today is affecting the way we do our work here too, and compact development, and encouraging smaller unit sizes, xeriscaping. I think that the stormwater work that our engineering department does now is very much geared towards slowing that runoff rate. Trapping the water both for the purpose of cleaning it, but also to provide opportunities for it to get back into the ground again. Permeable surfaces. I mean, a lot of these things are going on in Eagle County, and I think we're fortunate in Eagle County because of the level of development that's going on here, and also because of the somewhat rich nature of that development. There is money that can be applied to some of these new concepts. Because of the return on investment here. And so I think it's a great opportunity in Eagle County to bring forward the latest and best thinking, and if we can get it integrated into our design requirements, it's a place where it can be played out and played out successfully in a way that other people might be able to really use Eagle County as an example. We've always sort of said we're sort of at the center of the wheel here when it comes to development, and oftentimes it's gotten out ahead of us. I was wondering, Clark, if you, you know, we're always wanting the market to sort of be able to determine how things go instead of trying to deal a heavy regulatory hand. And I think the problem that we realize with that is by the time the market figures out what should have happened, it's already too late for it to have happened, and all of a sudden you're into the next green field. Have you, or does your firm advocate strong regulatory measures in some areas as a way to almost force the education on people who otherwise have the Western mentality, which is, you know, this is a place, this is America, this is where we can have big homes, big yards, and I have to have a place for my 3 Malamutes to do their thing. Have you found it necessary in some places to use more of a regulatory approach?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question, and I think the answer is it just depends, because it fully depends on politically and culturally where the community is. You know, I think you're right. In Eagle County, there is, you know, it's a community that's progressive at a level where people are into green concepts and want to do some of this stuff. It doesn't mean people don't want to see development or grow. But it does mean that people would like to see that happen as best as it could. And, you know, I think actually the Sustainable Community Index that you guys developed is a phenomenal example of sort of more of a market-pushing tool to do that. With that said, I think, yeah, sometimes you can use stronger regulatory tools, not only to sort of force what you want, but also it does affect the market. And that's where I'd say it's sort of a both-and situation. Yeah, stronger regulations can be good. The other thing that is almost equally or more important is easier regulations. And that's to say that it's critical to make it easier to grow in town, to loosen up. I mean, again, our codes are generally geared towards greenfield, sprawly stuff. And so if you own a piece of property that's, you know, in Eaglevale, say that commercial strip in Eaglevale where the Scullies and stuff like that is, and you know you'd like to do something with it, well, it might be really hard because the code might prevent you from doing that. And so ultimately, those more difficult, you know, again, having tougher regulations in that case can sometimes push development to other areas. So it's a matter of sort of balancing let's make it harder to do greenfield, sprawly stuff, and let's make it as easy as we can to get the development we want. Let's make it so that the use mix is easier to do. So how do we do that? Well, you know, you look at allowable uses in your zoning code and you go, oh my gosh, this is just, you know, crazy. And certain things, everything needs a conditional use. You know, again, I'm sort of talking planner speak here, but the upshot of it is it makes it really hard to necessarily create a mix of uses in places. So it's a combination. Like I said, I only give long-winded answers. Any other questions?
Clark, thanks so much. I'll just come up and
Yep, thank you.
thank some of our sponsors, so to speak, for Waterwise Wednesdays. There's some fascinating concepts, and as you all know, we're working on a State of the Rivers report right now, which will result down the road in a new watershed plan for Eagle County with a lot of input, and it's this kind of information that we need in order to make an effective plan for the future of Eagle County. Waterwise Wednesday is brought to you folks by Eagle River Water and Sanitation District, by Eagle County, the Town of Vail and Town of Avon, and we certainly appreciate their support. And you'll be able to see reruns of this on channel TV5 and also on Eagle County TV. So thanks so much for coming, and I think Clark will be here for a little bit longer.
Thanks.